TP father told me that usually Shabbos he says a Dvar Torah, and we're talking about not his kip. We're talking about the siblings, the skips, regular from Erlich kids, several married, and with their own children. And he said that they were very surprised when he went ahead and he said, okay, it was Shabbos Chanukah, but we could do it any Shabbos. He said, before I start my Dvar Torah, I just want to thank Hashem that each one of you are here at my Shabbos Suda. And he went around the table and he thanked each one and spoke about them, their milas, the things that he likes about them, and praised each one around the table. All ages, all stages. He said it was like an incredible moment. It was like the Shekhinah was there. This is what our generation needs. Everybody needs praise from their parent. There's no downside. And the tzaddikim have been saying it for decades, that people are scared to give their children love, but they don't understand that's what everybody needs, and it's the number one thing for the chinuch of the children. And there are so many sources that I have in Raising Royalty. It was so beautiful, so nice. And Dvar Torah is nice also, but this is incredible. Each child and in-law and grandchild feels special and feels loved and feels liked and feels noticed on their own. You are appreciated. Isn't that beautiful? So that's a challenge that we have, that this Shabbos and starting every Shabbos, you should prepare for this. Like people prepare for a Dvar Torah, prepare for this. What am I going to say about each kid? Make them feel good. Very important to bench them. It was never my minhag either, but I realized my kids need it 30 years ago. Bench your kids, give them a hug, tell them you love them, you like them, you're happy they're there, you're proud. Magic words. I'm proud to be your dad. I'm proud to be your mom. That's like huge, huge. We have such a self-esteem crisis. And it's not just the kids who are off the derech. Everybody needs it, and it can't hurt. You can't overdose on this at all. And you give everybody what they need, and you help them have armor. Like I always say, Rabbi Yitzchak Zilberstein says, in our dar, in our generation, that there are so many things pulling our kids out of Beis Medrash, out of the Kaisley Beis Medrash. It doesn't have to be just all the way out to not from. It could be all kinds of things. People have to know that the number one thing that you can do for prevention and to help them through it, and to help them be miskaber on their nisyonis, right, to overcome their challenges, is cables of love. Cables of love. That's not saying, I love you once a year. It's not just doing everything. It's cables of love. And that's incredible, because we didn't grow up with this as being a need. But it's a need now for all children, all stages, and you have nothing to lose. It's free. It's inside of you. If you struggle with it, go to therapy. Learn how to open up. Prepare something that you write it down if you need to. But you have to be able to shower your children with tremendous ahava. That is the biggest and only weapon that we have against all the issues from little to huge. And the Nesiv Shalom said that, the Lubavitcher Rebbe said that, Reb Gershon Edelstein said that, the Chazon Ish said that, and who didn't say that? Who said, no, don't do that? Nobody says don't do that. For parents and for educators, the most important thing. The Nesiv Shalom says that if you don't love a child in your class, you cannot be mashpia on them. You cannot influence them. You can't teach them. He says, V'ragal ani, and I'm used to asking the Rebbe how much he loves each kid in the class, and then by his number, I could tell how well the student is doing. So interesting. B'chachma peseach sha'arim, right? With chachma, you can open up doors. There's a lot of locked doors around kids. They shut down. Fun and love and compliments. I love you. I like you is very powerful. I love you is I love you. I would love you even if you're special needs, whatever. I like you is a compliment. It means you're likable. It's powerful stuff. We have a tremendous nuclear power. We have to start using it on all of our kids. The healthier and stronger they are, the better off everybody's going to be. This is the Muhammad. This is the war zone of our generation. No question. The Nesiv Shalom says, Chanoich l'nar al pi darkoi. Just like every child needs individual chinuch, he says, Chanoich l'dor al pi darkoi. Every generation has its own derech of chinuch. And there's no question. as it's brought down from so many sources, that the only way to be mechanech, to parent, to guide, to teach children is with tremendous love. They have to feel that you are in love with them. And sometimes it's very hard. That's our job. And there's no chinuch or teaching or anything that should happen that dilutes that or lowers that. Whatever you can do for regular kids that doesn't lower that, that's fine. But you don't lower that because you're the respirator. The respirator has to be at 100. I love you, I care about you, I like you. And then if you have to do whatever for regular kids, that's fine. But you never, ever sacrifice that feeling. Rabbi Gershon Edelstein Zatzal said it straight. You can look at the video. I have it on video. First, he said there's no small doicha in our dar for anybody. There's no small doicha. There's no rejection, no punishment. Rabbi Yashiv said it straight out. No small doicha. And I asked him, what about, for regular kids? And look at his reaction. He didn't say, oh, of course for regular kids you do. It's very, very important. He was like, look at it. Look at the video. He's like, if they know that it's justified, that the level of that the punishment fits the crime, sometimes okay, maybe. Like not the way we grew up. They didn't think so much. It was whack. The punishment justified. If the kid is going to understand that it's justified, that's what he said. We didn't grow up like that. But the GEDOLIM, the old Zkanim, over 90, that's what they knew it. They saw it. Shmuel Birnbaum, everybody. So that's our job. We have to learn a new language. For those of you that can't do it, if you move to a new country, you want to communicate with your children, grandchildren, you need a new language. Over here, this is a language of emotion, emotional love. They need it. They yearn for it. Hugs. Get your arms to do this. It's not that hard. I had somebody here who couldn't hug. I said, come, I'll teach you. I'll teach you to hug. I'll teach you. I was going to get a mannequin. We'll put it here. Everybody has to hug. I'm not a big hugger. I never hugged growing up. You have no choice. Hug and don't let go. I mean, eventually let go. They got to eat. If you hear that they're not breathing, it's a problem. But you just hug them, and you tell them, I love you, I like you, I enjoy you, I'm proud of you, I enjoy spending time with you. He was a father in TP, wasn't feeling well. I said, great. I mean, that wasn't good for him. I said, but tell your son, text him, can you do me a favor and come downstairs for a few minutes? So son came down, and they did not have a good kesher. I said, and this is what he did. He said, can you just sit with me? I feel more calm when you're near me. Isn't that beautiful? Kid feels like $1 million. It doesn't take $1 million to make someone feel like $1 million. And you got to figure out how to do it. Little notes, little cards, not just mommies, tatis, daddies. This is especially the fathers. And a lot of fathers aren't used to it. Mommy takes care of the kids and daddy takes care of whatever. But no, they need their father's approval. Pick them up for recess and go for a walk, go sit in a car, have a tuna fish sandwich. Little kids. I used to do it every week with my kids in high school. They appreciate it. They give them that feeling. I enjoy walking with you. I enjoy when you're next to me. I feel comfortable when you're around me. That's what Yaakov did. When it came time to fighting, he called his children brothers, because it was achem l'milchama. You gotta have this tremendous kesher, and you could buy any book that teaches you how to do it, and go to therapy if you can't open yourself up to it. Figure out. It's like giving your child literally vitamins to protect them. It's mamish vitamins. It prevents problems. It helps them get through the dark times, and it saves lives.